Hello. Man, it's been a while. It's been a long while. And so much things changed and almost nothing changed. Um, so the operation of blacksmithing. Hello, I'm back. It's been a long time. Um, yeah, so a lot of stuff. I'll find a good spot for you. A lot of things have changed. Um, Still living in the same place, even though I tried to move once. I didn't like it because the mosquitoes were horrible. Luckily, it wasn't so far that I didn't learn that the hard way, because it would be quite the change of everything. So, yeah, I went on a few trips, which are pretty good. I went to Utah with Elbin. I learned how to be a canyoneer. I learned how to ascend and rappel, and I also re-injured my rib for like the second or third time. Same rib. Um, just last night, I learned that there's something called rib manipulation, which I think it may be a thing for like beauty, but it sounds like it might be able to actually move a rib. So that'd be a cool thing to look into because I can't comfortably lay down for years. Um, but yeah, so big things that happened recently. The Ren Fair was a success. I could have made more um, product, but I was depressed, so I ended up just cramming it for about like the last 2 or 3 weeks. So that's actually less efficient than it was last year, where I only did 2 weeks and made roughly the same amount of money, just a little bit more this time. So, um, yeah, I was feeling much less inspired this year. Um, so it was kind of a slog for most of it. But the Ren Fair was fun, so that part is good. So the Ren Fair was good. I did a bunch of trips. I probably went on a Canada trip too. That was last year. That was a big trip. Um, and Elbin is having car issues. To get that thing fixed, it would cost like $9,000. So we're doing some well, maybe we shouldn't talk about it. Some sketchy things to get it to work, or to fake that it works. Um, in the meantime, until the car dies or gets sold, sell it at a state. And then what else happened? So the Ren Fair went well. And oh yeah, I did prescribed fire for most of the summer. Yeah, I think I probably was on like maybe like I'm gonna guess like 10 or 11 fires. That was pretty fun. I do like it. It is boring as fuck. It's a lot of standing around doing nothing. And I would like to find a position that is more engaging than just holding. Holding is, well, the joke that I like to make is that holding is called holding for a reason. This is your fire tool, and you're holding it. So, holding sucks. Firing is fun, but everybody wants to do firing because it's more fun. So either I could. It does seem like it's a good way to make money. So I was thinking I could invest in this career path and find something that's more engaging, such as like a squad lead or something, or dip and do something else. But it is good because it's seasonal, And it is kind of fun. Things are always different. And then, I come back from the fire, and then I'm like, now I get to lay down and do nothing. Or I can prepare things for a next fair or something. So that is I like that. I like that. About last September, I started with River doing our HEMA club, which is called AHA, Arcata HEMA Alliance. Aha! And that has been going really well. And now we are officially HEMA affiliated, which means that we are protected by our insurance, and we can use facilities because we have insurance now. So I'm doing the thing where I'm like contacting the city so that we can use an indoor space for the winter. And it's gonna be a drop-in thing, so people can just show up. And it seems pretty promising. Like, I got a feeling that maybe some things might be issues, like we would like it to be 18 plus, and we would like well, I'm not trying to say, yeah, mostly just 18 plus. People have to have gear. I have gear, but like not a lot. We have our own insurance, so the city's okay with it so long as we have it. Yeah, and trying to figure out how to get a volunteer to take control of the space that we're renting. Kind of, it's $3 per head, which is awesome. That's crazy. So 3, 6, 9, 12. That's $12 per month for that. That's pretty awesome. And that's only for the winter. So River, Brett, Bryce, River, Calder. Those are our main people, and they're awesome. I like to hang out with all of them. I feel like everybody has progressed almost to the point where I'm at, or more in some cases, which means that I'm like kind of plateaued, and I don't know how to improve anymore. Sorry, it's like talking, chewing gum, hard breathing. So, I made a bunch of swords. I made a bunch of wooden swords. All of those sold other than one. I made a bill hook, which was funny because it was I'm going to say 7-foot polearm. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 offending spikes on it. And it wasn't sharp, but it was, it's just like a bill hook. And the guy who bought it said that he bought an awl last year, which is like an awl for rope making and stuff like that. And then this year he came and bought a 7-foot polearm, and he lives in the dorm. So what's going on there? I don't know. But it's good for you, buddy. You got a polearm. You live in the dorm. I finished my fancy sword. Yeah. So here's one that I made. It's pretty cool. It's very wide. Very wide. I like it. Like somebody said, it's kind of like Boromir's sword. It was very hastily put together, which would explain why it didn't sell and the high price tag. And I also overheated the heat treatment on this, so I think, this thing got up to like 600 degrees, which is like not good. And then I also finished this guy. You can see the oil patina on it. This one is properly, I think, to whatever extent that I can call it, properly heat treated. I think I normalized, and then I quenched, and then I tempered it. So, yeah, this is properly done. I think if I had a little bit more patience, I would feel more confident in it, but I think it is properly done. And the only way to know is if it breaks. So there we go. I like it. I did remove some material, so it is wieldable now. It is heavy, but it is wieldable. I also didn't sell because the high price tag. That one, I don't know if I actually wanted to sell or not. So we have synthetic swords, and people are talking about getting steel. I don't know if we're going to actually use steel this winter. I feel like it'd be a good idea to not use steel while we're inside this place, because if we have a broken sword in a place that has windows and mirrors, something's going to break. And especially the old windows, that would be the worst thing, because you can buy a big mirror for $100 or something, $150, but like replacing one of those old windows, that is different. Because I'm pretty sure they wouldn't just be like, oh, go ahead and fix it. They'll be like, okay, we need a licensed contractor and blah blah blah, and it's a historical building. I don't know. So there's that. So history, or the HEMA Club's been going very well. I didn't sell a lot of crowns for the Ren Fair, but I do have all of them, and they are. It was weird. It was weird. I don't know exactly what was going on. The crowns this year are certainly more polished, and they look better, and they're higher quality. But I didn't sell a single one for the full price that I was doing last year. I was doing 60 this year, which is the only ones I sold. I was started with 100, nobody was interested. But last year, I started at 80, I think, 60 maybe, and I went to 80, and then I went to 100, and I sold several at $100. And this year, I only sold a few at 60. So I think what's funny is that they look better, they are better, other than they're slightly heavier. And yet somehow people didn't like it as much. And I think it's because last year they were more like they were clearly like recycled. And this one looks, so you can get one. That's not as good. Yeah. There we go. So there's one. It's simple. I added a twist on this one. A lot of people are interested, but nobody bought it. And these older ones, they are shinier. This is shinier, and this one's like a little bit more crusty. This one, putting this bronze on there, the brass on there, is it's hard to get that patina that comes with the heat off. Oh no, the theory is that the older ones looked scrappier, like they were like handmade, and the new ones are more polished and refined, and that's why they didn't sell, actually, because they don't have as much character. That's my theory on that. Day before yesterday, I think. Yeah, I made this for Mix and Trevor. So this is Trevor's birthday knife. This is the industrial saw blade. I like that stuff. It's really good. What else has been going on? Well, I had a good amount of my summer eaten up by playing Helldivers and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I kind of didn't want to, but I did want to. That's how addictions go. Yeah, so like a week or two ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I think, I was like, okay, I can't do it anymore. It's like, it never works. I'm always like, oh, I can do it. I can pace myself, but it always ends up in me binging 24/7. First thing in the morning, all day, all the way through the night. That's it. That's all I do. And I was supposed to be smithing for most of the summer. And I would come here and I would do like one thing or like half a project, and then back to Helldivers. Or Kingdom Come Deliverance, which took a long time. And it sucked. Well, just to say it, like I did Kingdom Come Deliverance when it came out up to the Trotsky region, I think, or whatever the big town is. So I went to the town and did some stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm done. It's just too much. And then they did another hardcore mode, and I was like, great, that sounds fun. I like to crank up the difficulty. I did it, and I was like, oh, this sucks. I spent like 40 hours or something getting to the Trotsky region, or whatever it's called. I think it's not Trotsky, it's the other one. And then I just sat through it, even though like I couldn't fast travel, and like it wasn't really much harder. It's just that I couldn't fast travel, which is just really annoying, actually. So it wasn't better. It was just crappier. I think it was a little bit harder in like the compact, but like the combat is not that hard. So I don't know. I like how it was a little bit harder, but it was not fun, which is really unfortunate. I still think maybe I liked the first game a lot better, even though much of the refinement of Kingdom Come Deliverance is really apparent. Yeah, I do think the first game might have been better in general. So, I don't know, just a thought on that. And Helldivers is not a good game. Like, it's a great game, but it's not one that is actually engaging. It's a time waster. Yeah, I saw a little video this morning. It's like how to quit YouTube for good. And I was like, oh yeah, I watched that video like 5 years ago or something like that. And it's always weirdly like all the stuff that is on these like self-help videos and stuff, it's always like, yeah, I know that actually. But like having somebody to point it out or like to reiterate the stuff that you know, that you've learned, It's really, really important. And sometimes it's just really good points that I don't know too. Like it said, like, oh, look at all your recommended, and like, look at all of them, and like, none of these videos, like, let's just say that all those videos are like, whether it's today or 2 years ago, you've been looking at that page for this long. And it's not like any of those pages or those videos actually changed your life. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah. None of these videos that you're watching, that you're binging on for years at a time, they're not actually doing anything. They're just making you think that you're improving, but nothing's happening. So I don't know, because the last few days I came back from Trex. Trex was fun. I'll tell you about that in a second. So I came back from Trex, and like my dopamine was so high just from constant stimulation, doing things like moving your body constantly, eating tons and tons of food. It was a great time. And then I come back here, I'm like, oh my god, I cannot stop watching videos because I need more dopamine. I need so much more because this last week has been completely crammed with dopamine. So Trex was pretty fun. It was I'm surprised that it was great. And also it sucked it sucked for several reasons. But we were supposed to do 2 weeks of work that we're getting paid to do from a grant, and it was just one, which is the thing. It's like, damn, that's a lot of money. That's a fuck ton of money that I'm not getting paid for. Which is like, yikes, right? So Trex was I can't remember what it's called or what it stands for. But what we did was did some really basic training. We did a few very small burns. And then we did like some 2 medium-sized burns. And this was so it was 2 teams, right? 2 major teams that were split into like squads. So my team probably had like 30 or 40 people on it. Anyhow. So the first one was like super boring. It's like, okay, this is baby time easy. And then we did another one. I don't remember what the second one was. But the third one was good. It was like 2 spots. It was pretty interesting, actually. There was A and B, like this. And then I was up on this one. We lazed that hose line. And then the other people that were supposed to do this one ran out of time. So we had to also do their hose lay. And then the next day we came, and I was trying to try FEMO. FEMO is the science part of it. So I just wanted to try it out and see how that is. And so on that burn, I was doing FEMO, and FEMO is fun because FEMO, you just take pictures, you take measurements, you look at how things are affecting the system, the ecosystem and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. And it's not boring. You can do as much as you want. It can be boring if you're not making yourself engaged, right? So it was fun. That one was fun. And I learned quite a bit about the probability of ignition, PIG. I don't know what PIG, probability ignition. Maybe it's just P for probability ignition. IG must be the pig. And I
humidity and the extinction point, which is 13% of fine dead fuel moisture. So I learned about a lot of stuff that day. And then the next day, we did the pile dirt burning. And because I was still doing FEMO, I was like signed up for FEMO, I had to get kind of like shoehorned in because FEMO was doing like a presentation, and I was like, well, shit, I have nothing to do. Like, I'm not going to do a FEMO presentation because I have nothing to share. I know nothing. So I had to get shoehorned in back to holding and stuff like that. And then I did. Oh man, the squad that I had sucked. And I get out there, start burning at like 11, I think, which is like pretty early. And you take a propane torch, and it's a big propane tank. So I just strapped mine to the back of my backpack, which is like, 30 more pounds or something, 20 pounds, I don't know what it is. It's a lot to have on your back. And it's wet. It's raining. It's real wet. And you have to take your propane torch, get underneath the wax paper that is on these burn piles, and then light them. And it was pretty cool that, like, we had, I have no idea, hundreds of piles. And I'm going to guess that I did, like, maybe, like, 30 or more piles. So you're doing the pump and the zigzag and bump, I think it's called. I don't know what it is. But you're going down the mountain, and you're going like this, back and forth. And your people are also doing that next to you, so that you're kind of covering an area as you go down. At first, we were like super crammed. We did not need that many people on that little spot. But then the guy next to me fucked off, went somewhere else, and then the guy on the other side of me went straight down the fucking mountain, which meant that I had a huge area to light. Like, you're supposed to have 50 feet between your person, is what they said. And my area was more like 250 feet. So doing this, it was more like this, right? Not going like this, going down the mountain. It was like this. And that sucked because it was very wet. It's hard to get it to light. I was very wet. I don't like to be wet. I don't like to be cold. So it sucked. So I went all the way down the mountain, and then we're supposed to do chunking, which is just like take the stuff on the outside of the burn pile and put it into the fire so that it burns. And we were just sitting at the bottom of the mountain, just probably like for like an hour or two, just waiting for the shuttle. I was not particularly happy. That's how it goes. Whatever. So that's mostly Trex. Trex also had breakfast every day, including a big bowl of yogurt and fruit if you'd like. Always eggs. They were pretty gross. I'm not sure what the fuck I was going with those eggs, but they were not good. Toast, bagels, granola. Anyhow, so they had as much food as you wanted, basically. Like, they might run out. They also have it only out for like a set amount of time. So like you could stuff yourself as much as you wanted, but like they're gonna only have it out for a little bit. So anyhow, like there was so much food. It was breakfast, and then you get your own lunch, and they have like protein bars and candy and apples, and you can make you a sandwich. So you got your sandwich lunch, sack lunch that you put in your backpack, and you come back, and then you get dinner too. So we had Chinese, spaghetti, Italian. They had a night where we had chicken, and I think it was like five days or something. So like $1,600 a month, $1,600 for just a week, which for me that's pretty good.
I gotta go and call EBT to let them know that I got a chunk of money again. And it was fun. It was fun. I was wearing these shitty boots that I had all summer that I immediately roasted earlier in the year because I was just walking on some embers and stuff, and so they were just fucked up the entire year. And I could have got like some boots for firefighting, but it'd be like $300, $400. Like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. So just stuck with it. And these fucking things, well, they look better on the camera, but they just about, they're on the end of their life right now, which is the end of Treks. So now I just have my skinny little running shoes that Elbin recommended. That's most of it. So that was my summer of 25. I can't really think of anything else. I'm not sure what's going to happen next. Oh, I got a van. I got to get rid of my old car, I think. I think it's about that time. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe I have to figure something else out. New things. Try new things. I was going to get a job from Jimmy at McQuick, but funding was cut, and I think that's not going to happen. So, that's it. Thanks for watching for 32 minutes.